Save this date. Tesla has hit, I want to say got pretty close to delivery expectations. Let's talk about when will they release upcoming incentives because it's a little lackluster right now with a lot of you knowing that we just ended 1.99%. Now it's 5.454%, whatever it is. It's pretty bad. So breaking, Tesla has released their delivery numbers and they seem to have hit it right on the mark. Tesla delivered 384,000 vehicles in quarter two. Wall Street was expecting 385,000. Total production for quarter two was 410,000 units. Now, this was a drop year over year. There's a couple different percentage points, but the big date to look out for in terms of when we should be expecting some upcoming incentives, because we've been watching this like every single quarter after quarter for like the past few different quarters and years and everything, and it always kind of plays out to be the same. Tesla could rip off the band-aid and release incentives very early on within this first or second week of the quarter, or what I think more than likely will happen is they're going to wait until after the quarter two 2025 earnings call. And so that's going to be Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, 2:30 Pacific. So if you're looking for that next incentive on your new Tesla, it's going to be around. You're going to be waiting for at least a couple more weeks for this time frame to be able to get there. But the big news here is, like you can see, 373,000 units for Model 3 and Model Y. Other models, 10,394 units. So you can see prices are at least 8% down year over year. Motorhead posted like a little bit of a recap. Model S and Model X inventory has doubled quarter over quarter. Energy, 9.6 gigawatt hours, is flat year over year. And Model 3 and Model Y leases, in terms of maybe lease payments, are down 47%. And so Tesla sales has fallen 13%, putting the car maker on the different thing here in terms of drops between the year over year. I think instead of like a quarter over quarter, I think this was a year over year drop of 13%, which, I mean, there's actually, it's not that crazy, because if you take a look at the inventories are still fluctuating out in like these certain type of ranges for Model 3 or Model Y. But in terms of like a model breakdown, this is an estimate from Troy Tesla. You can see that Model Y deliveries in the US, at least, or even in China, you can see Model Y 87,000 units versus Model 3 at 54,000 units. And so Model Y is a lot more stronger in terms of sales, which makes sense. It makes more sense to most people out there to try and get a Model Y versus a Model 3. And you can see maybe the production will keep ramping up. And the one thing is for sure, I mean, I'm curious to see like what this number in terms of deliveries and everything was before they released like the 1.99% financing and everything. So here's the date again, the date that you all need to look out for if you're looking for a deal or incentive in the next future is July 23rd of this month. And that's not to say that they're going to be talking about deals during that time frame, but usually I feel like they always release deals around either that same week or even the week after. And so if we don't see any sort of deals, incentive, promotional financing rates, or anything along these next couple of weeks, that would be the date to look out for, because also that's the end of the first month of the third quarter as well. So you can see, yeah, down 14% year over year in terms of deliveries, but it seems like a lot of manufacturers are down year over year. So it's not necessarily, a Tesla thing. I really think it's just the consumer. I feel like consumers don't necessarily want electric vehicles at the end of the day. They want, gas vehicles, hybrid vehicles. And that's really because charging and electric vehicles and everything is just not as easy as just going to the corner and filling up your gas. You can see here Ford, 31% drop in year over year sales for electric vehicles, and Rivian, 22% drop year over year in vehicles as well, and vehicle sales as well. So it's not really just Tesla. I think it's, pricing, affordability, and of course, just inherent demand for electric vehicles at the end of the day. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura. Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up, my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it and you should too.